All right, hello YouTube. Welcome back to the Grease Comics YouTube channel. Today's video, we will be doing 25 Winds of Winter once again, and we will be doing Varys in today's video. I kind of saved the dynamic duo of Varys and Littlefinger towards the end, so tomorrow will be Littlefinger, and then on Christmas we will be doing Jon Snow. So, Varys. Where is Varys going? For me, I think I have to talk about kind of Varys' puppeteer plan, and it's something that I actually do believe in quite a bit. So what I mean by that is I have this idea really that Varys is basically trying to set up a lot of the kingdoms to go for young Griff. So this could be people like Edric Storm. We've been given context clue. We've kind of been given ideas that maybe Varys would be able to figure out that information. One, he's a spy master, and all of that. Two, there's been this really interesting disappearance of Tyrick Lannister. Now, I refer to him, and people of the channel will know I refer to him as Tyreek Lannister, because it's a much cooler name. But he mysteriously disappears in the kind of the riot at King's Landing in A Clash of Kings. He's never found again. We don't see his body come up, and he's constantly brought up throughout every single book. Jaime, in A Feast for Crows, thinks about what happened to Tyrick Lannister. We just don't know. It's constantly being brought up that multiple people search for his body or some clue of him and can't find him. So I think it's really been heavily hinted at that he's actually not dead. Now, what could this be used for? What could Tyrick Lannister being alive do for Varys? One, it could point to evidence of downgrading Cersei as a person, because Tyrick Lannister would know a lot of those things. Two, he could also be used to discount the legitimacy of Tommen and also Myrcella. And three, you could use him as a puppet state to almost rule over the Lannisters. When you think about the available Lannisters right now, there's actually there's not really a lot of major ones at this point, and the young Griff camp could look to supplement Tyrick Lannister onto Casterly Rock as the ruler who would bend the knee to young Griff. And if we even look at Edric Storm in the same way that Edric Storm could be the person ruling the Stormlands, if we think about it from the idea that Stannis is north of the wall, he's not very well loved down south anyway, Renly's dead, Robert's dead, you have to then look at, okay, Shireen, she's probably going to get burned and she's also up north. Edric Storm is the perfect character to try to make, A, legitimized and become a Baratheon, and two, to be another puppet ruler for young Griff. So I like that there's, I think, some ideas that, or there's this idea that Varys is already trying to control the realm with young Griff. And another question might be, well, okay, what does Varys do in Winds of Winter specifically? I think his major plot in Winds of Winter, because I think this is going to be his upwards trajectory arc where like Littlefinger's was in the past, where I think Varys is going to be causing chaos in King's Landing like he does at the end of A Dance of Dragons. I think he is going to be in this scenario where he basically causes so much dissent and chaos for Cersei's reign that they hate Cersei so much that the gates are basically wide open to young Griff when he comes. And I've talked about this a lot. I think it's going to be similar to like a Sack of King's Landing type scenario. And young Griff takes the throne with Varys by his side. I think Varys kind of comes out as being a big supporter of young Griff. And this is again, a double-edged sword, because in my opinion, the people that go for young Griff are doomed to die. And I don't think this is any different with Varys, where Varys is going to be in a very peculiar situation, because I think he has personal ties to young Griff. Now, I think it's actually more of his friend Illyrio who has personal ties, but I think the idea here could be that when Dany comes over, Dany sees what's kind of going on, and I think she is going to end up killing Varys. I think that is what's going to happen in probably A Dream of Spring, or maybe that's what I think is going to happen in A Dream of Spring, where I think once young Griff's camp dies, I think Varys dies with it as well. I think he's invested way too much into it at this point to try and backtrack to go to Daenerys' camp, where I just feel like personally this is going to be a death sentence for Varys. Going with the young Griff camp is just not where you want to be as a character. For short term, yes, it makes a lot of sense, but long term, it just you're going down the wrong path. You're not picking the right side. Maybe young Griff is the best king for Westeros. But the fact of the matter is, Daenerys has dragons and armies that are probably better than young Griff's armies. So by Varys siding with young Griff, he's doomed to fail, in my opinion. Just like the Dornish, to a degree. Outside of that, do I see anything else with Varys? I don't think so. I think Varys is someone that is very much going to be in a position of just in young Griff's camp, being a major advisor, because I think Varys is going to be sitting here going, you know, young Griff, I'm the reason you're alive, and I've helped you do this, that, this, blah, 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 blah. Do what he normally does and get into a very high stature with young Griff. I think that is possible. Now, I think something else that is very possible with Varys. I think Varys also, instead of doing that route, could actually try to play the game in the shadows again, where he's trying to play with Daenerys and young Griff's side, where he's like in both of their councils, but at the same time, he's, you know, like he's more on young Griff's side. I could see that playing out as well. Let me know what you guys think about Varys. I know this is kind of a shorter one. I just think Varys' trajectory as a character is actually kind of straightforward. But let me know what you guys think about Varys. Do you guys think he will try to play both sides? Do you think he will be just a young Griff supporter? Let me know what you guys think. Because when you really look at Varys' actions, a lot of them have been building up towards young Griff for a lot of books now. He has so much staked into young Griff as a character. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys.